Playoffs are tomorrow. No legends, okay? It is what it is. But it's the best team in Madden because it's a very important one. We've got all the AKA cards. We've gotten all the, like, we're getting many more current players, so we're having to slot those in the team, and we get to talk about strategies. But first, let's go over what's coming tomorrow. Some good cards, man. There are some good cards. You would have liked, maybe, you definitely would have liked more speed on Gabe Davis there. Christian Kirk is going to be super good. Andrew Thomas is super good. Fred Warner, you want to throw him out there, that's okay. Again, AJ Brown, like, I would have liked to see these cards sort of keep up, right? Same speed is same overall. So I draw and bland is fine, right? So we're gonna have to make some room for some of these cards here on the team. I don't know which ones. Who do you want the most from here? I think for me, Andrew Thomas, Christian Kirk, 1 and 2. No question for me. No questions asked. And for this, there's no face cam. We don't need a face cam because this is an important message to talk about. Okay. We're gonna start on the strategies tab. Okay. You can pick up all these new legendary strategy items how you want. The first thing I want to talk about is the team affinity slot. Even if you're running a Legends Steam team, you probably have fill-ins somewhere on your team. Make sure you are using this slot correctly for those fill-ins. For me, right now we have 2 Ravens. We have Lamar and the Red Tornado. So I'm going to use this for Ravens, right? When it comes to defense, I'm using Bull Rush, right? Bull Rush, Bull Rush, Bull Rush. And the secondary part of it is called Slot. So I get +1 zone to all my DBs. So you see that on the right of the screen, the little box with a ball over it. That's Slot, okay? So we get power move, finesse move, block shed, impact block, D-line, outside linebackers. This is the one I prefer. I've been running Bull Rush for quite a while. Again, I don't think I need like +4 zone on my cards because a lot of these cards are getting up to the point where you don't need a lot more from them, honestly. And I can still get a zone coverage on them because I only run zone from doing the slot version here. So that's what I'm doing here. Offensively is trickier, okay? Because I'm currently using Route Tree. And I'm using Route Tree with the Sprinter side chemistry, which gives me acceleration boost. I do have Sprinter here. We see that, right? We could use Sprinter, but I don't feel like I need all of that necessarily because a lot of my players now, they're all either from a theme team and we're already getting +1 excel otherwise that we're maxing out. Do I need 88, 89? No, not necessarily, or 98, 99. Not necessarily. What I'm focusing more on with Route Tree here is just getting open. Sometimes man coverage can still be a bit of a pain. Having better route running out there is going to be a little more helpful. And I've noticed this week with using it, my players are pretty open, honestly. So that's how you want to go. Sprinter is also going to give you less of an overall boost. If you're looking at and you want the highest overall cards, that's probably not where you want to go. And you can figure it out and move it around. Once we get close to like be able to get to 99 overall, I'm going to be trying every strategy card and combination possible. But that's the big thing right here, okay? Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Again, I bought a bunch of them reel in. I bought different ones here. It does help with catching traffic. But again, I feel like that's handy when we were doing more of the aggressive catching, or we're doing less aggressive catching now. Okay, this is why I've gone this way, right? You need to pick your offensive, defensive, and team strategy cards based on exactly how your team is built and how you play. You can see what I'm doing, and that's cool. But if you don't play the same way I do, it doesn't really matter so much. Now let's break down everything else. We have offense of West Coast, defense is multiple defense. Don't pay too much attention to those so much because I'm just playing around a lot in different formations these days. If you're looking to build the best team in Madden or any other game, make sure you head over to MMOEXP.com. Avoid the packs, save some racks, pick up your MUT, MT, and many other games. Use code CC 5% off. Let's be great. Offense. Okay, so we did have T.Y. Hilton as a 98 overall previously. That's because we had the Colts card in there. Taking the Colts card out for now, right? I'm not really worried about his overall, and I'm also probably replacing him with Christian Kirk. One place that I'm really in a bind right now is I want to use that Andrew Thomas who's coming out. 0 AP identifier, 1 AP secure protector. I want to put him at left tackle. It just hurts because there's so few threat detector discounts out there. So EA's gonna have to start giving those to us. Because the cards that have it, they're so old. Like, we're still using Joe Thomas, right? There's been 2 or 3, maybe now 4 left tackle upgrades, which you probably should have made, but Joe Thomas has held value and necessity because of his discounts. But he needs to go. So yeah, otherwise using Ryan Jensen right now, super important. I have 4 AP on him because he's the cheapest person I can put threat detector on, anticipating Andrew Thomas. And I'm likely, before I sell Joe Thomas or sell Munoz or anything like that, I am going to wait to see who our legends are this weekend. Okay, I need to see that before I really make the change, because for my offense to run correctly, the way I want to run it right now, I need all these other abilities. Okay, so I'm just gonna be patient. I've already finished my comp pass and all that, but having Ryan Jensen, super important. Damian Lewis right now, again, he's basically a rental. Yanda's great. George Kittle is the best tight end in the game right now, and I don't think it's super close. But let's get to quarterback. Okay, so we got Lamar. Man, the stats are great. However, Lamar does not have an ideal AP situation, okay? I'm using Lamar because I'm personally okay not running Fearless right now. I'm also okay not using Gunslinger on him. The best AP situation is probably still Tom Brady. Now, if you want to use Brady, if you wanted to use Lamar, Mark Brunell, Elway, if you have the coins for him still, Steve Young, all these guys are really good enough to play on your field. That's a really nice change going into a Madden year where you can use a bunch of different people and really truly be absolutely okay with it. Just do it based on your AP stack or your coin stack. That's the only thing I can say. I'm not saying go use Lamar. I'm saying use who is best for what you need to put out there. If I really needed one more AP, I could put Brady back in, but I don't want to use Tom Brady anymore. It's Madden Ultimate Team. I want to use the players I want to use. I want to use Lamar Jackson. Yeah, he may not be the perfect stack for abilities. Don't care. I still want to use the cards that I want to use. Up next, Keith Byers. Everyone should have Keith Byers. Doug Baldwin. This is an interesting one for me. I'm trying out Playmaker. It's actually pretty good. It's pretty good. You have to really design your offense around it, but it is pretty good for 1 AP. I've enjoyed using it. I've enjoyed using him. He's really quite good. Obviously, he's shorter, and you see our receivers are pretty short right now. He's not a must cop by any stretch, though. But I think Tyreek Hill is. Tyreek has been outstanding. A 0 AP short out, 1 AP route tech, fastest receiver in the game. Look at the route run-ins on here. Tyreek is open constantly for me. Okay? Now, we have T.Y. Hilton on the other side again. I'm probably replacing him with like a very similar AP stack as well. Again, he's been a very good card, but I'm not tied to T.Y. Hilton. I don't have this like, I really want to use a T.Y. Hilton card. Unfortunately, I don't. But that's the way it goes. So let's look at how the AP situation is set up right now. Again, take this with a grain of salt because I'm hoping that it changes by this weekend, right? So we see here, I put lifeguard on Damian Lewis, short out route tech, set feet lead hot route master. Do need my hot route master. Ryan Jensen, again, that 3 AP threat detector hurts my soul so much. Give us a 1 AP threat detector somewhere, EA Sports. Kittle with a 0 AP short in. Yanda, nasty streak puller elite, super. He's all, I don't want to say you need this card. Man, he does a really good job moving the pile. Secure protector on Munoz, goal line back here. And again, just sort of like fillers, right? A lot of fillers. So as my AP stands right now, I don't have an edge protector or secure protector on my left tackle, which is why I'm saying things have to change. Defensively, very, very different. Okay. Let's talk about one more thing here. I'm going to get the question, so let's just address it. Why don't you have the quad father, AJ Dillon, with his 1 AP quad father and a 0 AP persistent? Here, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this because this is a big thing in the community right now. Is it a little overpowered? Yeah, it is. Am I going to complain about it? No, not really. Why? There are things that I've done in this game, the way I play sometimes, other people may call it cheesy, right? How am I going to complain that someone's using something in the game? It's not for me to complain about. If you want to use it, you go for it. If I had the AP for it, I'd be using it, but I don't have the AP for it. Again, it doesn't really fit with my scheme. I'm not heavy on the run like that as much. I do run the ball, but it's not the main part of my offense. I don't have a lot of fun doing it personally, so that's why it's just not on my team. If I came across the AP, we got that threat detector for 1 AP, you might go on the team. Okay, might, just might. Very good card, very overpowering. I am not even gonna get mad if you use that card. In no way is there anything I could get mad about for someone using that card. Defense, so again, I'm trying to keep legend spots open here. We're here at 42 because I'm anticipating adding some other cards. So we have Bruce Smith here at right end. He's not actually the one playing. It's going to be JJ Watt with his Milkman ability, Unstoppable Force, starting active, and then an El Toro. So the reason why I want to use as little AP in that situation as possible, if we roll over here to specialists, is because he is normally on a contain. If you're on a contain, I actually don't want to be using other pass rush abilities, right? So using anything else here isn't gonna really help me out because they don't really activate on contains. So that's why he's there. And then John Randall, Kevin Green, we'll talk about those guys a little more, but I want to get the JJ Watt thing. Yes, he's the one that plays. Bruce Smith is here. Again, he's on the front page of the team to add to the legends spots that we have. I've really, really liked this Thomas Davis card as well. His AP is one too many though. So he's on the chopping block. We get a super upgrade. He's got to be gone. But I've really, really liked the way that card's played. Kevin Green. Interesting card here. Now, he comes as a free rusher most of the time. I put Edge Threat Elite on him. Again, he's not on a contain, so I can do that. But I wanted to have under pressure, right? But he doesn't just have under pressure. And he's fast. He's not the fastest linebacker. Josh Allen, the new one, is. But his acceleration is much higher. And in such a short space, I prefer the higher acceleration. I know there are players out there who, instead of using a Kevin Green here, will be using Josh Allen, okay? And the main reason is a 0 AP strip specialist. So I know we didn't like that card at first, but when you dig deeper, that Josh Allen card that came out with Team of the Week is actually not a bad card at all. It's not as balanced, but 0 AP strip specialist, if you have someone who's going to be getting to the quarterback, that's a good thing to have. But so when we talk, so we had the bull rush. Okay, let's look at this. With bull rush, this Kevin Green card is almost maxed out. He's almost maxed out, man. There's not much else you really need. So what we're going to be upgrading our D-line and linebackers for is really just speed or abilities going away. Even look at this Terrell Suggs. He doesn't play. He's just here. His abilities aren't the best. And again, very similar to Kevin Green. Okay, very, very similar. All right, so all these linebackers, pass rushers, they're super, super similar these days. All right, even look at old John Randall here, who I really like this card. 99, 98, 98. This card could honestly be on your team for the rest of the year. What's gonna knock him down? Better abilities. That's it, right? That's it. Defensively, we were using Stephon Gilmore. I didn't really notice Acrobat being like super, super amazing. It did help at times, but I'm gonna wait for somebody else. I'm just gonna wait for somebody else, right? Jason Verrett stays. This card has been super good. Champ Bailey stays. Harold Carmichael. I don't know what it is about this card. He just plays out of his mind for me. So yeah, that's the defense here. And again, we have another legend spot open. So let's take a look at the AP, and we still have one AP available. I don't know where it's going to go yet. So I'm not going to throw something on there. Lurker, Edge Threat Elite, Pick Artist, Deep Out, Pick Artist, Flat Zone, Pick Artist, Deep Out. Again, pretty standard. Again, having a double or nothing on your defensive tackle and interior lineman, totally fine. JJ Watt, the Milkman, Unstoppable Force, and 0 AP El Toro. Free. 1 AP here, 1 AP here, free, just free, right? It doesn't overly matter. So let's look at this. We have 2 legend slots that we still have extra. Earlier in the year, we were using a 47 out of 40 legends. Well, EA is obviously trying to deviate from that now. So we can use other cards, and now I'm trying to balance those slots out as best as I can. And make sure we use all the other stuff. So obviously we have the Gronk thing, right? The Gronk thing helps everyone. That's cool. We have the punter, who gives agility, kick power, impact block, and hit power. The kickers, punters, D-line, and linebackers. So they get another boost there, which is super cool, right? We have the Ravens chem. We have Bull Rush right here. We have our route tree right here. We have slot, tier 1, +1 zone to all DBs. We have sprint, sprinter, sprint, +1 acceleration, halfbacks, wide receivers, quarterbacks. This is an extremely well-built team. There may be other cards that you like or want to use. I know most other people would have like a Herman Moore at receiver. Again, I have no problem with that. I just got tired of like, is he 6'5"? Okay, I can use him. No, you can't use him. Man, I just wanted to try these other guys out. I really did. I don't care for a Doug Baldwin. Let's try him, right? Like, why not? So I've been having a lot of fun just trying different things and getting like, oh, well, I can't. No, just pick up the cards, balance your lineup, manage it the way you need, and you're going to have a lot of fun, right? So again, I'm hoping Joe Thomas can go away and we can put Andrew Thomas in there. But in the meantime, if I were to like really try to play, I would have to take Playmaker off of Doug Baldwin temporarily, which would be fine. I don't use Playmaker a ton, but I do use it and I do like it. But it's like a 20% of my plays I use it on, whereas Threat Detector is probably 50%. So I have more viability using Threat Detector, honestly. Again, just weigh out that balance. How often are you using an ability? You know what I mean? I was switching around like Jason Verrett and Carmichael a lot when I was playing, where if I would play cover 2, I would switch. Like if I knew like going into a play, I'm going to play Tampa 2, I would put Verrett on the outside with flat zone and move Carmichael in. And then if I was going to play a cover 4 or something along those lines, I would switch them back. That was just a lot. It was too much for me. Going in and making all these substitutions constantly was too much for me. So we're just not gonna do that, right? Just not gonna get that done. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. If I lose a game because I didn't switch these players, I probably shouldn't have won that game anyway. That's just the truth. Okay. I love this team. I love building this. I love the AKA cards. I would like to have got more of them potentially. Now we know that Every week we're going to get 2 AKAs and an AKA LTD. Really has me curious to see how they're going to manage that drop. How good are those cards? Because they were all very good cards. So I'm just kind of waiting. Just waiting, because if I go out, because I'm going to do the set for all of these cards. How do I need all these B&D 93s? No, not really. The biggest thing about the Gronk card, which we're all obviously trying to get to, it's not that he's an amazing card, because, well, he is an amazing card, right? He is. If we look at his full stats, 95 speed, like he's the best tight end in the game. If you can go, you can't always see all his abilities here, but a 0 AP tank, a 0 AP short and elite, those are great. But the best thing when you get him up there is he gets every team chem, not once, but twice. He gets it twice, and that is so important for team building. Because right now, they don't let you put other team chemistries on him, despite him being an actual legend, right? Why, like, you can't even put Tampa on him yet. Well, he has to be a 94. Okay, you go down to legends. He has to be a 98. Well, he's not even in the league. Like, that's a really... I feel like they really messed up on this slot, because it's really holding people back team building wise at the moment, because you want to have him in there for his Gronk hype man motivator. But then we're kind of stuck using him as a Patriot. I guess we could put Patriots chem on him. Not a usable card. Not now. He's close to usable. He's getting there. Right? 88 speed. Goes up to 9 speed. That's just... You could toss him out there. But this card is going to drive so much. Getting him as fast as possible is super important. Because then for me, like, if I wanted to use him as a ×2 legends, I can do that. But what I would likely do with Gronk whenever I get him is use 1× legend, and then a 1× of the other team affinity card I'm using for a fill-in. So if my team was built now, he would be ×1 legend, ×1 ravens. He gets both. Use both, right? Maximize how you build your team. There's a lot of fun in team building right now with so much content. I'm having a blast doing this. I'm having a blast playing right now. Just give me a threat detector, EA Sports. Tired of not having these cards. What? You give discounts to everything else. Throw some bone, man. Throw some bone. Come on. But that's the best team in Madden. I hope you guys were able to learn and pick up a few things from this one here. Again, the last part I just want to say. Again. Maximize the way you build your team, right? You will see me, you will see others, you'll see professional players, you'll see it on the MCS broadcasts and all that of how they've built their teams. Like, I'm going to do that. You probably don't play like them, right? You probably don't. There's a reason why they have done that, and it's probably really, really specific. So understanding the game, understanding your team, understanding how you play, you can make most teams be completely viable, even if they're not the highest overall. It's totally fine. Love you guys. I'm out. Peace.